International recording legend Denny Zager of Zager Easy Play Guitars, and writer of In the Year 2525, the biggest one-hit wonder in world recording history, selling over 20 million records.
Well, everything's ready. I go through all this when I'm videotaping. Everything has to be just right, the light and just the typical things, only I do it all myself. That's quite a feat for me, because not too long ago I was kind of ignorant when it came to anything to do with a computer, like a lot of people my age. 72, that's pretty scary, let me tell you. I'll be 73 in February. But anyhow, getting to where we were into this whole situation here. Let's see, we're going to demonstrate a little knowledge on the capo. That's this thing here. Let me show you what it looks like. As you can see, this is spring-loaded, and I can adjust with this. Now, capo's been around for a long time. It's been, people complain, well, you're cheating, you're this or that. Well, I could say I was cheating when I had brakes on my car. I'm supposed to stick my foot out and stop the car. Well, that's kind of ridiculous, of course. But in early days, it was different. The capo started out the same way. Well, it was a crutch. You wanted to play in a different key, so you could move it wherever you wanted. Now, I've taken this a great deal further than that, like I have everything. I'm into bicycles, too. And I remember being 12 years old, and I just messing around with a bike. I loved the bike, everything about it. In fact, I could say I've got almost as much time on a bike as I have on the guitar. That's how much I've done it. I've done other things too, anything from martial arts to flying an airplane to whatever. I'll tell you some of my experiences in that thing too. I loved science, and that's what guitar came to me. It was a science. Continuing on, the capo is you can adjust it. The thickness of the neck here is different than the thickness here. Some of the necks on guitars are really thick up here and they're really thin down here. Depends on the guitar that you're using. They have to be wide enough from here to here. If they're too short, they might work for a banjo or a ukulele or whatever, but for a guitar they have to be just right. Now, I always put it on this way, but you can put it on this way too. Okay, and hold it in place, and then I'll give you a lesson on how to put it on too. But the point I'm getting at is the capo is a very important tool in a lot of ways. I've studied voice many years, like a lot of people, and with the guitar, it's beautiful. Ever since the days of Presley and whatever, a guitar and the voice have always gone together. I don't need an orchestra. I've learned to be my own orchestra, and I've done a lot of tapes on, I shouldn't say tapes, videotapes, whatever. What I'm getting at here is the capo can be an extremely important tool. I've done as a guitar luthier also, and as a performer first, and then being a person that gets in guitar luthier, gets into building guitars and so forth. I take things apart and do them right in many different ways. I do experiment, and I've done the same thing with the capo. The capo, you don't believe, well, you can play it up here, so it's tighten it down. I can play if I can play it here. But as you can tell, it's real high. Well, if you've got chords that are a 4 fret, 1, 2, 3, 4 span, they're easier to do up here, but you don't have much room because you're way up at the top here. There's common logic little things that people don't think of. But the tone difference is tremendous. As you could see, if I put this down here, well, in an open fashion, as opposed to, you can see, it's totally different in sound too. The playability factor has changed. People don't realize, I pride myself on getting that string way down so it plays like a breeze, like power steering on your car. Well, it does. But the last 5% is a capo. Let me show you if you don't believe me. These strings are already down. It plays like a breeze. I can do things on this guitar that I couldn't dream of doing on normal guitars. This is a normal guitar and everything, but I've just enhanced the playing ease. My last 5% is the capo. Let me show you if you don't believe me. Well, if I can remember how to do this. Okay, I'm way up here. Now I want to show you something that's really close. You can tell by looking here, I'm going to push this down. I'm pushing it way down to the fret. There's hardly any movement there, period. You want to talk about playing easy. If I was teaching a little kid here, if I can stay ahead of my chair here, get some WD-40, whatever. The point I'm getting at here is if I was teaching a child, I would start them out probably with a capo up here because they're not reaching way down to there. Their arms aren't that long. Frets are closer together. They don't need as long of fingers. The strings are so far down, you hardly have to do any work. I'm hardly denting the tip of my fingers. Now, you know what that means to a kid? Oh my God, they don't have strength. In fact, we're right now working with multiple sclerosis, the people. We just had a person contact us. He says, I played guitar for many years, but since I've been afflicted by this, I realize that I can't play my guitar anymore. And he came to us and said, oh my Lord, you made a world of difference. I couldn't play my guitar anymore. And the minute I played yours, and I told him the use of the capo and all the tricks that I learned, and he's playing one of the Zager guitars and says, you made the difference. I can play again. I can't believe it. And this is really true. And it does work. These sciences really work. So in this situation, again, the final stage of the string heights, final getting them down, is I rework the instrument in the normal Zager fashion, ZagerGuitar.com. And I've done this every kind of guitar there is. And I got tired of that and started producing my own guitars, which is our brand name now. And the last stage on this, playing ease, is even better because I use the capo, get those strings way down, and that person that's afflicted by multiple sclerosis or anything other than that, these guitars are making it possible for them to get back and make a difference in their life. So it helps with kids. It helps with people with afflictions. There's more room up here as far as the width. The neck is narrower down here. The capo brings it up here. I'm moving around in different areas here, but the point I'm getting at is back to the capo. It's a definite tool. It's not a crutch. It's as smooth as can be. I was telling you that I was into riding a bike to give you an idea how I search things. And I was about 12 years old, and I kept messing around with that bike. It was just the two-wheel thing, and I could do a lot of things on there, but I thought, gee, I wonder if I can do that. I wonder if I can just get on that bike, and while I'm moving, I switch around very slowly while the bike is moving, turning around and riding it literally backwards. I had to look over my shoulder and see where I was going. So what I did is I learned to turn around, and then I learned to turn back around without crashing. I still to this day, I wear a helmet. That's important stuff. You do it, on a bike or on a motorcycle, whatever. But that gives you an idea where my head is at. And I've got some new ones now, the lighter ones, even the recumbents, I'm into those. It has to do with science, but again, I do it on a bike, same way on this. I try different things. I try just anything that will work. So the Capo is one of these, and it's a trick to use. I neglected to tell you, for a pro, people that work with the voice and stuff, sometimes you can play right up here and change the pitch. So if it's too low for you, bring it up. If it's you want to go down a little bit low, go down. I play a lot in an open string fashion from here to here. I know I'm covering a lot of stuff, but just keep listening. And in here, a lot of times too, give you a use of a Capo. If there's two guitars working, a lot of times what I do is I work one guitar way up here with the real, high range, and then the other guitar, it'll syncopate them together as far as pitch is concerned, as long as they're tuned together. And one guitar does some really bassy stuff down here, and put the Capo up here, and the other stuff play up here. Gives a lot of color. When I worked with the duo Zager and Evans, we did things like that all the time. We had one guitar down here, open string fashion, and the other guitar way up here. Then we had two voices, and we played harmony. In the year 2525, looked real close to it. For you people that go back umpteen years. But we only had two people performing. A lot of people don't realize too, Zager and Evans, I thought of three people. A bass player, one of the, upright bass things, acoustic, and they can work with a bow too, getting different sounds. But getting back, the Capo, as you notice, is a real good tool. It plays your guitar, meaning to say the strings go down even further. As I showed you, you can't believe it. The power steering, it plays so hard. You can see, I'm not squeezing this. It's simple as pie. The guitar, the chords that work here work down here. Same chord, different sound. On stage there, finish up what I was saying. Zager and Evans, we ended up being just a duo because we never did find a bass that we wanted to work with. On stage, working nightclubs, with two people, it was split, instead of 3 ways or 4 ways. A lot of these groups work 8 people. They're split 8 different ways. Well, there's not much margin there to make a good living. So the two of us worked pretty good. We worked with the Capo, get coloration. We got with one guitar open down here, the other one with the Capo way up here. So you can see the advantages of a Capo. And on stage, naturally, we do anything to pull it together and make it rich and full. And with one strumming and the other doing finger patterns, the other way down here, and then the capo way up here, just give you just a few things that people don't realize that they can do. Of course, the pros, they've been around for so many years, they're just like me. Try little things that work, and anything that's original, and just like me with my stupid bicycle. Well, I like some of the new ones now, and I'm riding a lot. Health-wise, it's fantastic. That's the reason why I always did martial art, because it's such a good health situation. Give you knuckle push-ups on the floor. I can't tell you how many years I was in martial arts because of the health thing. The guitar helps me so much too. It's just so sophisticated, and it's fun for me, but it's also it's also very exciting. Just creating, building different things. So now, naturally, the way I do with guitars, how I have done with guitars many years, I saw other guitars, and I didn't like what I saw, and naturally, this is on our website also. But this capo situation, this is not our capo, but our capo is just exactly like this, with the exception of a couple things that I didn't quite like, so I changed it. If you look on the site now, we got a brand new one. It's good looking. It's incorporated all my ideas again. It's original. It's copyrighted, and it's got the Zager name on it. Look around, you'll see them. They really work good. Again, I'm a player. I'm not just a manufacturer. What that means is I've been on the stage for many years, and I've tried everything, experimented and everything. I've done the same thing with this capo situation. And it's a very valuable little tool. I never even mentioned to you too, a lot of these capos, they stick out. Well, that's okay. You can adjust it up here, and they do work. But this one's down. I leave it on here and put it right in the case with no problem. A lot of these guitars, you can't do that. This thing sticks up, and they won't fit in your guitar case. So there's a lot of little things on this too. Keep in mind too that making your guitar play easier in earlier stages. I can't encourage you people enough. You're beginners. You don't have calluses built on your fingers yet. You don't stretch as far. With this capo, it makes all the difference. And so for you people that maybe have the multiple sclerosis or any of the arthritis, a lot of things like this. This guitar set up the way it is, and the capo, you can't imagine the difference. We're talking 50 or 60% improving in playing ease of an instrument. This actually exists out there. So look us up on the, this very situation that we're into now. For you beginners, it makes all the difference. When I learned to play, I had nobody. The capo, the YouTube and all of it didn't exist back then. All I had is my own brain and figure it out and do the best I could. And so nowadays, you're out there, just keep looking us up on here. I keep making some things to look at here all the time for you to look at. Keep in mind, like major chords, like a 6-string bar chord on this thing, on on the Zager guitar plays much easier. If I want to take it even further yet, using this capo situation, you cannot believe the difference in playing is. So keep these things in mind. This capo does work. The new Zager capo has our name on it. It's got all my ideas additional to make it work excellently, you know, to help you as a tool, not a crutch. Get my tongue tangles here. I'll get through. And your guitar, by the way, stays in tune better. So many things. It's such an important tool, and it's not that much. Ours is probably one of the best ones out there, and I think the list price on it is about $30-some or so. They last forever. By the way, some of them out there that are not designed right can actually scratch the edge on your guitar. You have to learn how to put it on too. In fact, I'll show you. This one has this on here. When I first found this one, I thought I found it in 2 pieces. They had lost this. Didn't do you much good. But this is a fairly good design one, and that's the reason why I use some ideas on guitars and guitar capos. Same way. I find the best one out there, and then I improve it yet. And whatever I'm building tends to improve. It improved because I'm a player and I know what I need. And if I execute these situations on a capo, it's going to make your guitar work good. It's not going to scratch. I've been around this, as I said, my whole life. So again, if you listen through this thing that I've gone over here, you'll notice I've covered a lot of things. Even you professionals out there, you would be surprised how many things there are out there that you haven't run across yet. You can find some stuff in here when I've got that many years, started playing age 6 or 7 years old, and I'm 72 now. That's all I've done for a living. That makes, I mean, if you're around it every day, I'm even doing it now. Now I've added doing this thing with the computer and so forth. You can bet that I'll have more videos out there for you to look at. Repeat these many times. I've covered a lot of things here. So keep looking for us. I'm going to be out there. I keep doing 2 or 3 videos every day now. So I'll give you everything I've got, and I think you'll find that you'll see some really interesting things. Thank you for listening. We'll see you in another video. Thanks a lot. Bye for now.